It's finally summertime. My favorite time of the year is here, and today I wanted to share with you guys an easy grilling recipe that's going to be perfect all summer long. I'll be making my grilled steak kebabs with peppers and onions, and this recipe yields super juicy and tender chunks of steak intermixed with the sweet bell pepper, the red onion, and then I love to serve this with some chimichurri sauce and oven roasted potatoes. We're going to get things started by sectioning our steak and then marinating it with lots of fresh herbs, spices, garlic, Worcestershire sauce. We'll get everything onto our skewers and onto the grill, and then having that garlicky chimichurri sauce and the oven roasted potatoes makes this a complete meal. This dinner is always a huge hit with everybody. You guys are going to love this recipe. For the full list of ingredients and the written instructions, make sure to head on down into that video description box. I'll also have the links for my sauce and potatoes recipe. Meanwhile, let's get started on more kebabs. For today's recipe, I picked up some top sirloin steak. I have about 2.5 pounds here. I also really like this recipe with ribeye steak. However, it does make it quite a bit more expensive. So I usually make just a small portion of this recipe for my husband and myself. Today, I'm gonna be inviting some friends over for dinner. We're gonna enjoy some incredible steak kebabs. All right, let's get this unwrapped. I'll grab a sharp knife and we're going to section the steak into larger cubes. These are a pretty good size. And the larger chunks of steak are going to cook a little bit more evenly and they'll stay more juicy on the inside. And I like to drop everything into a casserole dish. My steak is cubed and ready to go. I'm going to set it aside for now and we can switch gears and start on the easy marinade. So I'm going to start out with a 1/3 cup of avocado oil. This is a really high smoking point oil, so it's going to hold up well in the grill. And we're going to start by adding some sherry wine vinegar. You can also use balsamic vinegar for this recipe. I'll be adding about 2.5 tablespoons today. You want to add about a tablespoon per pound of meat. Pour that into our measuring cup. I also have the same amount of Worcestershire sauce. Next, I'll add in about a tablespoon of coarse sea salt, ground black pepper, about a good teaspoon of this, a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, a tablespoon and a half of fresh thyme, same with the rosemary, chopped rosemary, and 8 pressed garlic cloves. Grab a whisk and mix this all together. And that's it for the marinade. Super quick and easy to make, and it smells incredible too. I love all the garlic and the fresh herbs in there. We're going to grab our cubed steak. I love marinating my meats in a glass casserole like this. I do for my chicken, for my steaks, for my lamb chops. It just makes for a really easy cleanup as well. We're just going to pour the marinade over the steak. And then use your hands to really massage the marinade into the meat and make sure everything is really well coated. And we'll cover this with a sheet of plastic. And my steak is ready for the fridge. It's going to marinate for 30 minutes to an hour to really allow those flavors to kind of sink in. Now, if you have the time to make this the night before, that's an even better option. You're going to get an even more flavorful steak. While my steak is marinating, I'm going to get started on the bell peppers. We want to cut these into large cubes, appropriately sized for our steak kebabs. Next up, 1 large red onion. I'm going to cut it in half, into quarters, and then we'll cut it into chunks. While your steak is marinating, it's the perfect time to make a batch of my garlicky chimichurri sauce. This is one of my personal favorites. It goes so well with grilled meats. I also made a batch of my oven roasted potatoes. I have separate video recipes for both these, the potatoes and the sauce. I'll include those down in the video description box below. We'll set these aside. I also soaked some bamboo skewers in a shallow dish. You want to let it soak for at least 30 minutes. And this will help prevent the wood from catching fire while your kebabs are grilling. I also have my grill outside preheating. I like to set it on high and let the grates really heat up for about 10 minutes so it's nice and toasty to about 600 degrees Fahrenheit. And now let's put these together. And I'm going to skewer my cube steak alternating with chunks of the red onion and some bell pepper. Just squeeze that on. This is so easy to do, so impressive, so delicious, and just perfect for summertime. And I'm going to grab a pastry brush and brush on some of this marinade that's still left in the pan. I like to get the onions, the peppers, to make sure that they have some of the seasoning too. My grill is preheated and ready to go. We'll get our steak kebabs onto the hot grates. You want to grill these on a high heat, turning every 3 to 4 minutes. You want the steak kebabs to have a really nice char. Make sure to keep that lid open so that way your steak kebabs aren't going to overcook. I'm going to cook them to medium doneness, about 135 degrees Fahrenheit. The timing depends on the size of your steak cubes. So if you cut them smaller, you want less time. Cut them bigger, you want more time. Mine took about 15 minutes. Once the steak kebabs are done, just take them out onto a clean tray and let them rest for at least 10 minutes before digging in to enjoy. I've got myself a kebab. I'm going to drizzle some of this chimichurri over the side and over the potatoes. Oh, this is going to be incredible. You want to use a fork to remove the meat off the skewers. And that's it for my easy steak kebab recipe. These turned out incredible, so juicy, so aromatic. I can't wait to dig in and enjoy. I'm loving all that garlicky kind of zesty aroma from the chimichurri sauce. We have our potatoes, everything ready to go. For the full list of ingredients and the written instructions and all the other recipe links, head on down into that video description box. I'm going to have everything down there for you guys. Meanwhile, I'm going to dig in and enjoy because this looks so incredible. I love the doneness, perfect, nice, good medium doneness. And again, make sure to adjust the timing based on the size. Some of the kebabs were done like a few minutes before the others, so the size of your steak cubes really does make a difference. All right, let's grab some of this. This steak is so tender and juicy, and I'm loving all the incredible flavors here. From the marinade, you get lots of that garlicky flavor, some of the fresh herbs, the Worcestershire, just a really light flavor of the Worcestershire. And I love having the potatoes, the peppers, the onions, everything together is incredible. This easy kebab recipe is going to be the hit of your next summer gathering. This is going to be so perfect for lunches, for dinners. Serve it with your favorite salad on the side. I know I'm going to be enjoying it all summer long for sure. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up and a comment down below. It is a huge help for my videos. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one, and I'll see you next time with a new recipe.